guys, how are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe. In this video today we are talking about home child care providers and home support workers in Canada. This falls under the non-skilled class of immigration. We don't have lots of those, but last time we saw truck drivers, and there's been a lot of demand for this class, and also not just demand, there's also growth and interest in this class. So we shall be seeing how to come to Canada as a home child care provider or a home support worker. If you know someone who can qualify for this, please share this video with them, like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let's get going. So things that we shall see, a little bit about the process, the program, how to apply, who qualifies to apply, the wages to expect, and a few tips from me out of experience, and where to apply, of course, and a strategy. Okay, so subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Okay guys, so home child care providers are NOC 4011 and home support workers are NOC 4012. We shall see what this entails, especially in the job description, so that you know who qualifies to fall under this class and the educational requirements for that and everything that pertains to these occupations. Okay, so as you'll see, these are pilot programs, and pilot programs in this country, they are run for a specified amount of time. So this one is running for 5 years, and what happens with pilot programs, if they become really successful, then they are adapted into permanent pathways. And we've seen good success for this program in specific. So there's I feel confident that most likely this will become a permanent pathway. So guys, there's a reason why I'm doing this video now and not in the past. There's a lot of popularity with this program at this time in Canada, and I can foresee this going on now into the future. And this has come about because of COVID-19, because with COVID-19, a lot of people now, they're either working from home or the kids are going to school from home. So there's a need whereby if parents are going to go back to the offices soon, because they are now starting to ease the lockdowns, then parents will need people who can take care of the kids at home, people who can take kids back whatever to their appointments. So that is one major reason, because of the COVID restrictions. The second, and this is new, COVID brought about issues of mental health issues. So and this one falls specifically with the home support workers. So there's now people who are suffering in one way or another. They don't necessarily have children, but then they may need support at home, and that's why people should be looking at that second part, not just people who have children. Of course, people who have children, this one is very popular for the home child care providers, but home support workers, you should not ignore that pilot program. Okay, people don't necessarily have to have children. All right. So guys, you find that how much does this kind of a job pay? Of course, it pays minimum wage. So you need to be looking at minimum wage per province. Some people may pay a little bit more than the minimum wage depending on the duties that they have. So, but to give you an idea, a place like Calgary here in Alberta, minimum wage is $15. However, a place like Halifax, Nova Scotia, their minimum wage is $12.55. So you need to take note that, of course, provinces that have lower minimum wage, then of course their cost of living is lower. Okay, all right. This program has no requirement for age, so anybody can do this, and there's no requirement to live with the employer. So you can make plans to live outside the home of the employer. But if the employer wants to house you, you can also live with them, but it's not a requirement for employment. Okay, I hope you understand that part. Someone cannot advertise that they want someone to live with them specifically in their home. That used to be in the living caregiver, that was abolished because of issues like abuse and such stuff. So how about we go through, I'll take you to the computer here and we go through the requirements, and I'll come back to give you the strategy. So folks, as I was telling you, this is a home childcare provider pilot and home support worker pilot, and we just want to go over the process quickly. So you find that you can apply for this program from wherever you are in the world, whether you're in Canada or you're outside Canada, as long as you meet the eligibility criteria for either the home childcare provider pilot or the home support worker pilot, okay, depending on where your work experience takes you, or your eligibility. Okay, so what happens is that you submit your work permit application together with your permanent residence application, and if you meet the requirements, you're going to be granted a work permit to work in Canada on temporary basis, and you will be offered an occupation restricted open work permit that lets you work as a caregiver for any employer. Okay, so if you're not getting in terms with one employer, you can actually switch to another employer. And then once you get 24 months of work experience, that's when you will qualify for permanent residence. You must be able to show proof of work experience once you get to that 24 months of work experience. And then after that, you are going to become a permanent resident application. So you find that you are able to bring your family members here, so your family members are also eligible to come with you to Canada. So if they want to work or study while you are here working as a nanny, then you need to include their work or study permit application. Okay, so let us see who these people are now that we have a basic understanding of how this program works. So this program, the home child care provider, that's the most popular one. And as you can see on the government website here, they have already received the quota. So they were accepting 2750 applications, and they filled that sometime in April, I think end of April. So this is now closed for this year. It's going to reopen on January 1st, 2022. So right now, what you should be doing if you desire to come under this pilot is getting ready to apply on January 1st when it reopens. Make sure you're getting the documentation, you're gaining the relevant work experience, and you're preparing your family for that application. However, the home support worker pilot is not close, and they are not even close to reaching the cap, so you can still apply under this pilot program if you still qualify. Okay, before we go on to the requirements, I want us to be able to define who are these people who are home child care providers and who are home support worker providers. So the home child care providers, this is NOC 4411, and these are people who care for children on an ongoing or short-term basis. So they care for the well-being of the children and the physical and social development of children. They assist parents in childcare and may assist with household duties. That is how Canada, ESDC Canada defines this occupation. It is a skill set. See here, and examples of titles could be babysitters, they could be childcare, live-in caregivers, they could be childcare private homes, they could be nannies, they could also include these other people. However, for this particular program, the work experience gained by a foster parent does not qualify for this program. Okay, so then let's see the other one, which is NOC 4412, that is for home support workers, housekeepers, and related occupations. So these are people who do the home support workers provide personal care and companionship for seniors, persons with disabilities, and convalescent clients. So care is provided within the client's residence, okay? So in which the home support worker may also reside. So they're employed by home care and support agencies, private households, or they may be self-employed. For this particular program, the work experience gained as a housekeeper does not qualify you. So just make sure that you note here that despite housekeepers being part of this NOC, the housekeepers do not qualify for this pilot program. Okay, All right, some of the examples then here, they are family caregiver, home support worker, living caregiver, seniors, personal aid, and there's so much more here. You may want to look at the extra, indexes of titles, because there's so many, personal assistant, home care, personal aid, home support workers, all these people, visiting homemakers. These are people who actually qualify under this program, and you'll be able to see even the main duties here and the requirements, employment requirements for that, for this NOC. So make sure that you familiarize yourself with the employment requirements down here. I will be putting these links at the description part of this video. Okay, so now that we've seen the definitions of this, we've seen the process. So how do we apply and who qualifies for this? So we shall go over the eligibility criteria. Okay, so for the home child care provider, for whichever of these, actually, you first need a genuine and valid job offer. You must be able to do the job. You must be able to meet a language, you must be able to do a language test, whether that is French or English. You must have educational requirements. You must be able to meet the educational requirements. We shall go over them. And you must be admissible to Canada. That is health-wise, criminal-wise, all those. And then you must be not planning to live in Quebec. Okay, so Quebec people, they have their own application. Actually, they have their own immigration program. Okay. So you find that when it comes to genuine job offer, you must have this job offer. It does not require an LMIA, unlike in the past. So you just need a job that is offered using the offer of employment IMM 5983 form, and then this work needs to be full-time, which means that it must be at least 30 hours of paid work per week. And then, of course, this must be by a Canadian employer, of course, live outside Quebec, and from an employer who is not an embassy, high commission, or consulate. And genuine means that there is a need, a real need to hire you, not just a means to bring you to Canada. Okay? And we already talked about the NOCs there, so I'm not going to go over the NOCs. There are other requirements. So you find that with this class, we don't have age requirements. So anybody can apply this. I guess, of course, you need to be 18. You must have post-secondary education. We are going to see those. So you find that you need to meet some language test. You need to do a language test here, whether that is English or French, and you just need a CLB 5. Okay, of course, I've told people that a better CLB, the better your CLB, the better your employability, and especially when you're coming to work with children and people who live in Canada, maybe school going children, it's in your best interest to be able to speak English. Okay, so CLB 5 is what is needed. Of IELTS, most likely if you're doing IELTS, make sure you do IELTS General. And then for education, you must have completed a post-secondary education credential of at least 1 year. Make sure that you have your ECAs ready before you start the application process. Okay, so we've seen those, the requirements there. I just want to walk you through personally through some of my tips, things that I have seen that really work, especially when looking for work. So I'll be listing sites where you can look for work. Okay, I will list sites at the description part of this video, but I'll take you to one which a lot of people actually don't know. They saw these nanny sites out there that people run to when they are looking for nanny jobs, but I haven't seen people utilize this site, and this is Kijiji. Kijiji is always a nice place, and this is out of my own experience. It's very easy to get a job on Kijiji, and as you will see here, Kijiji, you can just go Kijiji Canada, Kijiji Calgary, Kijiji Montreal, Kijiji Toronto. It depends on whichever province. So go on to Kijiji and search nannies wanted in Kijiji, nannies wanted in Calgary, and you will find that so many advertisements here you can filter. This is what I recommend to people. When you come here, filter according to the province that you want. Filter also according to the Calgary, to the city of your interest. And then you may want to create a profile. When you create this profile, make it personal, make yourself sellable, make yourself likable. So, and when I say likable, you're becoming likable to employers, okay? So make sure you put a nice profile there. You can see examples. Some people here have actually created their own profiles. Other employers have also listed their jobs here. So like this one says, child caregiver needed in a private home. They are paying $16 an hour for 40 hours a week. They've given their conditions. Of course, every home is different. They're going to have their own different requirements. Make sure that if you're responding, first read the requirements of that advert. If you're going to create your own profile, be smart in how you do it. Make yourself, as I said, if you're focusing on children, of course, make yourself be seen as that person who has empathy and compassion and cares for children, and of course your work experience. And do not lie to people that you're in Canada if you're not in Canada. Let them know that you're abroad but you're willing to relocate, okay? If they want to sponsor you, let them know that you're ready to relocate and you're experienced and you're that nanny they are looking for. So guys, we've seen what this class entails, and right now we are at the end. I want to give you a few tips and a strategy so that you're successful in this, okay? Most of the things that I'll say here are out of personal experience. You're not going to find them out there. First and foremost, you see the links that I've given, you can see them at the description part of the video. Those places you can always go there to look for jobs, okay? Most of the people who will be hired are they're already in Canada, just know that. But then you can still be hired from wherever. The other thing you need to know is that 80% of Canadian employers prefer a certain candidate, and they prefer Filipinos. And I will tell you why. You find that, and it's not discrimination, it's just people who are best fit to do this job, okay? So you better make sure that you yourself, if you're looking for this job, excuse me, make sure you're also a good fit. See what Filipinos do, borrow something from them, borrow a leaf from these people, and do what they do so that they are successful. So many of them, so many Filipinos, the Filipino ladies, majority of them who are in this country, they come here as a nanny. They even have their own companies hiring and recruiting in Philippines to bring people here as nannies, because as I said, they are the most preferred nannies, and I'll tell you why. These ladies, and I love Filipinos myself, I have good friends, very good friends who are Filipino ladies, and I've seen this personally. They have a serving spirit. Yes, they do this job with a clean heart. When they come here, they apply. Some of them, they look forward to the moment they'll come to Canada as a nanny, okay? So they come and do this job, clean heart, everything, they give it their all. They take pride in the job. Actually, these ladies, they are known with killing you with kindness. Yes, it's sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am. You will be ma'amed. Oh my gosh. They will kill you with kindness. So that's why they are preferable. They are not full of drama. On the other hand, oh my God, my African people. Ooh, excuse me for that. We have a problem, especially when it comes to some occupations. We have inflated egos. Yes, majority of us have inflated egos, and especially this time whereby with this rise in demand in this career, some people are just, they're changing their career to be nannies so they can come to Canada while they've worked in banks, they've worked wherever, skilled employment. So it's going to be a big step down for them to come do a nanny job. So before you leave your country, before you apply for this job, my friend, I'm just asking you, have a shift in mentality that yes, I'll be in Canada as a nanny for 2 good years before I can be a permanent resident, okay? So do it, come and do it with one whole heart. Copy something from these Filipino ladies. Okay, do it and you'll be successful. Otherwise, you'll move from employer to employer to employer because you know, you can't fit in one home. You're too big, you know, you're too educated, you're too experienced, you know. So let's calm down. Okay. Also, so what does that have to do with strategy? In that same breath, because of what I've said, people employing Filipinos, one of your easiest ways to get a job is mobilizing your friends and family who are here. You have sisters, you have cousins, you have friends you went to school with. Those are people who can actually nail a job for you. They can give you a recommendation, you know, they can vouch for you. They can say, yes, I know this person, they're looking for a job, and they know someone, a friend of theirs, who wants actually to bring in a nanny. Okay, that is the best way to do. When you come here, when you're brought by your sister, please do not let them down. When you're brought by your friend, do not let them down. Come and do the job, and don't bring the pride. You know, I cannot be a nanny. We are used to hiring nannies or 2 or 3 in our homes. So please, when you come here, you know, put yourself in check. Okay, put yourself in check. Then also the people who are in Canada, because I know people watch me from Canada, this is a very good time to bring in your sisters and brothers, as long as you make sure that they qualify for this class. Okay, make sure they qualify, because now there's no need for an LMIA, so it's easier, it's an easier process, and it has no limitations. It's not as strict as the economic classes, so you people can work, not necessarily immediately, but you can give yourself a year to work and fit in this class, and you'll be able to bring them here, as long as you can show that you have a real need to hire someone to either take care of you or someone in your home or a child. Okay, all right, tips. Please bring a driving license. It's in your best interest. I know a majority of the nannies abroad may not be driving, but please go and get that driving license, so that once you come in Canada, you can translate that into a Canadian driving license, and you're driving ready, because a lot of employers actually want people who can drive, and they can take their loved ones to appointments or after school care programs, or even drop their kids to school. You need to be driving ready. Make sure you have CPR and first aid that is updated. Also, please, every home is different, my friend. Yes, every home is different, and people here have various standards by which they raise their kids, and they are entitled to that. That's their children, so they can raise their kids any way they feel like. It's not up to you to come and lecture them on how to raise kids according to your customs and traditions and values. Follow each home's value. Come, listen, watch, and feel the needs that are needed for that home. Okay, we know you've also raised kids out there, but you're coming to raise somebody else's children. Okay, last but not least, please, I have to say this: watch out for abuse, because people who apply for this kind of a class, you're working in people's homes, they tend to be vulnerable. So you could be abused physically, sexually, mentally, whichever, psychologically. Do not be abused. Do not keep quiet if you're being abused. It's one of the reasons the government is issuing the open work permit, which is career or occupation restricted, so that you can be able to get another employer and you're not stuck with that employer. However, also, my friend, if you're not being abused, please try and stay in one home and achieve your work experience in that home. If conditions are not conducive for you, of course you can move, but if you've moved to 4, 5, 6 different employers, you need to give yourself a talk and ask yourself, is it that all these 6 employers have a problem, or do I have an attitude problem? Okay, all right, my friend, I hope you're successful, and I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.